My name is Karen Hobbs and I am the Cancer Information Sweetheart at the Eve Appeal. I want to change the attitude and squash the stigma that surrounds particularly the gynecological cancers, because I had cervical cancer when I was 24. I was diagnosed at the end of 2014 and I knew nothing about anything to do with vaginas, vulvas, other than, I like sex and I have a period once a month. That was it. So when I was told I had cervical cancer, everything was just kind of blown apart, and I learned a lot in a very short space of time. And I had a lot of questions from people, because cervical cancer is caused through an HPV virus, which is passed on through sexual contact. And people would ask questions like, but I thought you had a boyfriend, or, oh, you can't be using condoms then, or you must be unsafe. And none of that is true. It's medically inaccurate that you're unsafe or you're doing something wrong. So I want to change the story so that the next 24-year-old who is told, sadly, that she has a cervical cancer doesn't have to feel as judged as I did. So a key symptom for 3 of the 5 gynecological cancers, womb, cervical and vaginal, is abnormal vaginal bleeding, which basically means bleeding in between periods, after sex, or if you've gone through the menopause. And they often do present themselves. And if we know what our bleeding pattern is like, then we know when something has gone wrong. If you know you haven't had a period for 5 years because you're in your early 60s, that bleed isn't, oh, it's my final period, 10 years after I've gone through the menopause. That's something that needs to be checked out. It's probably nothing more than a hormonal imbalance or something that can be sorted out easily. If it's cervical cancer, often bleeding after sex presents itself like it did with me, as with vaginal cancer. And if we know what our blood looks like, what it smells like at different times of the month, what's normal for us, then if we look down when we've gone to the toilet or take our knickers off and something is different, then we can hopefully have the confidence to speak to our doctor and get it sorted out, whatever it is, as soon as possible. In May, Karen Susan will be getting lippy about the shame that surrounds having something wrong between your legs. You shouldn't be embarrassed if something goes wrong with regards to your gynecological health, or if there's a problem in your pelvis. If you can bash that embarrassment and punch the taboo in the face, you are much more likely to be able to go to the doctor and get it sorted out sooner rather than later. If you are feeling embarrassed, or you think you might have a problem down below and don't quite feel confident enough yet to go to the doctor or to see a nurse about it, then you can come and talk to me. You can phone or email our nurse-led information service, Ask Eve. I run it with the wonderful Tracy Miles, a gynae cancer nurse specialist. We have calls and emails, messages every day from lovely ladies and sometimes men who are worried about something, whether it's their itchy vulva or a little bit of bleeding when they're in their 70s or a lump on their labia. You can talk to us about anything, big or small, and we're really there to help you make that first appointment with the GP and know that what you're worried about, however big or small, is important and worth seeking help.